Hey everybody, it's Jeff. Uh, this is a little video about my spray booth and the filter. I got it all hooked up. I actually have been spraying this morning, but I want to tell you a little bit about what I've come up with. You can see over here I've got it set up. I put a little piece of steel across the top and I used some zip ties to kind of attach it together, and I put one in the back too to kind of keep it together. Thanks, Jamie, for that suggestion. The booth works great. Got a little hair there. Couple of things to think about. First of all, I gotta say, if you do this, you're doing it on your own. Don't come back and tell me that it doesn't work or anything, because it's up to you to try it. If you don't want to try it, that's fine, but I'm not taking any responsibility for anybody's health or anything like that. The installation of the filter went pretty well. I had a few issues. The top of the filter is like exactly the same size as the hose. The hose for the paint booths, the plastic hoses that come with the paint booth, are junk. Trying to put everything together, the hose kept splitting, and I probably lost a good foot or better of it because I'd put the adapters together and it would crack. It may be partially due to the hose that was on the older booth. It's a couple of years old and it may have been a little brittle or something, but do yourself a favor if you do this and get you some new hose. Now the top of the filter is exactly 4 inches. I could not get the hose from the spray booth, from the plastic hose that comes with the spray booth, to go over it. So temporarily I just used duct tape just to get it working. I've got a tool, I think it's in my garage, that crimps. It's meant for duct work. It crimps the top and it makes it a little smaller. It's where you can put one piece over the other, and I'm going to go look for it now. It works really well for doing that kind of thing. But I'll order some dryer vent hose and replace this. I thought I had plenty with the 2 pieces that came with the 2 booths, but it's not very good. So do yourself a favor if you do this and get you some new hose while you're at it. The installation went real well as far as exactly how I envisioned it to be. I've got a video I took with my phone of what's on the floor and then around behind the booth, so I'll put that in just a little bit. Performance wise, if I'm spraying well within the booth, I couldn't smell a thing. It was just like I wasn't even spraying. It's 32 degrees outside, 0 Celsius. Had all the windows shut. I could smell nothing. Okay. If I pulled, if I started kind of creeping out of the booth and spraying more out here, yeah, I could smell it. So as long as you stay well within inside the booth, it seemed to work just perfect. VOCs, the volatile organic compounds that are in a lot of paints, including the lacquer paint that I've just sprayed this morning, do actually take a couple of days to outgas. Okay, so even though I've sprayed these parts, they're still going to be giving off some VOCs. Not a lot, but they're going to for a little while. Something I've thought about doing, and I'm just barely looking into it, is possibility of getting a food dehydrator and hooking another activated carbon filter up to it, and just take the parts that I've sprayed and put them in there and run it at a low heat for a while to cure the paint and get the VOCs out of it, and let the filter, clean the air. Something I'm thinking about. it wouldn't be that hard to do. Um, a, a halfway decent size dehydrator that would have let you get a lot of parts in there is around $100. So it's something I'll have to think about. But that way I would be fairly certain that I wouldn't really have any problems with the VOCs. Curing the paint and everything and filtering that air also. So thanks a lot, guys, for all the suggestions. You guys have been just amazing making suggestions and asking questions. I'm real happy with the way it works. I'm glad I set it up, but like I say, if you want to try it at your own risk. I'll go ahead and attach the video that I made with my phone to the end of this, and that's probably all I'm going to get done today. I've sprayed the wheels for the Scammell, the centers, and then I need to spray the other sides. And then I've got a few other things that I'm going to try and spray, but I've made a few changes in this room, and I've moved the table back. And anyway, I've got a lot to do yet to get things put away. So the room is really not usable the way it is right this minute. So I'm probably going to spend the rest of the day straightening that up. And then I'll show you tomorrow, a little more of the actual room. But anyway, I'll show you the video I took with this. And you guys all have a great day. And if you have any questions or comments or thoughts or anything, let me know. I'll be glad to chat with you about it. Okay? All right. I'll attach the rest of the video. Thanks, guys. It is a little noisy because I'm, running the spray booth while I'm doing it. Okay. Okay, guys. Here's the basic setup. I've got a few things I want to change. Not real happy with the hoses that came with the spray booths. They're not the best, so I'm going to be changing those out for some of the good dryer hose. But anyway, cheers, Squeaky. We go over the back here, and we've got a Y down there. And then here's the filter. Now I had a problem getting that hose to go over the filter. The opening in the filter is the same size as the hose, and it just would not go over, so I taped it for temporary. That's going to be changed very, very soon. But I've also got a tool out in my garage I need to go find that crimps the pipe, makes it just slightly smaller so it'll fit inside okay. So I may have to do that, but there's the filter, just sitting there on the floor. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up. Sorry for the noise and everything here. Okay. I've got this shelf set up with a lot of my supplies on it. Okay. There's my compressor down here. Here's the, see, it really got some pretty good suction. If I turn it off, if I can find the button. Yeah. So it's definitely pulling the air through. Well, let the fan get wound up. There we go. Well, that's kind of where we're at. I haven't run any paint through it yet. I will be here in just a little bit. I need to get myself a little organized. I also I found a little piece of steel. It's a little long, but I zip tied it to the top to hold the tops together. And then I put a zip tie right there to kind of hold it together. Basically, it's two separate units. I just put together. To tell you the truth, if a guy was, wanted to, he could probably go ahead and put a third one if he needed the space. But I think two will be enough for what I want to do. Of course, I say that, and then I'll build something bigger that will fit. Anyway, I'm going to get some paint and do a little bit of painting, and then we'll see how the odors and stuff are. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. Thanks, guys. Okay, I know it's really noisy, and I may have to do a voiceover, but I've got some pre-mixed, pre-thinned Mr. Surfacer black. And I've got some steel balls in there. This is like a 2-to-1. I put this paper in here. I know it's going to get, paint all over it, but I don't care. I've got lots of paper. We're just going to spray just a little bit and see how our odors are. This is an extra part for the trailer for the Scammell. I've put a little Mr. Surfacer on it already. I was going to use this kind of as a test for my paints and weathering and things. So let's go ahead and just put a little more paint on this, and we'll kind of see how it goes. Whoops, I'll get my needle cap on here. Had my needle stop on. There we go. Okay. Just barely smell something. Barely. I don't have my mask on. Like it. Honestly, I don't really smell it at all. I mean, it's pulling 99.9% through it, I think. That's all I did right there. Now I can smell the paint if I hold my nose up to it. Let's do just a little bit. That's just my small paint cup for detail work, just to get an idea. Okay. Always put the cap on. As long as I'm in here, I'm not smelling anything. I cannot smell any fumes whatsoever. I'm really happy with that. That's all that was in my detail cup. I cannot smell any paint at all. I don't have a super sensitive nose. Some people can smell a lot better than I can. But yeah, that smells I really can't smell it. My wife probably could. She has a much more sensitive nose. I'd probably recommend wearing one of these just to be safe. But yeah, that's really good. Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna clean my brush up, and I've got some wheels here that I need to get the centers painted. So I'll do that, and then I'll be back. Okay? Thanks. Okay, guys, I know this is really loud, but I wanted to show you what I was doing. This is a jar. It's about half full. This is pre-mixed Mr. Color Olive Drab 304. Okay, I've got that all set to go. And these are the tires for the Scamble. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. More or less, I guess. Anyway, I masked the centers, but I didn't mask the whole tire. So what I'm going to do is just try and hold that to where it covers the rest of the tire, but I can get to the, see my tape is lifted just a little bit there. I switched over to the big color cup. This shouldn't take very much. Get it well inside the booth. That's about it. Okay. I can smell nothing. Like I say, my nose is not super sensitive. I think if I was doing this off camera, I would definitely be wearing my mask, just to be on the safe side. If you don't get it inside the booth well, you can kind of smell it just a little bit. Like like I say, I don't smell real well. Some people might think it's really strong, but for me, I can't smell it at all. I taped these up, been a good couple of weeks ago. I really didn't like leaving the tape on that long. I was hoping that I would have a day where I could spray before now. Coming up for just a little bit too. I'm spraying without a cap on the needle. This is a, I can't remember now, it's 0.15 needle, something like that. It's a very small needle. I prefer that for this type of work. You don't need a huge a huge needle when you're just doing this little detail work. Making sure the tape is down. Make sure I'm well inside. Few more to go. Then I'm going to have to let this dry, and then I'll come back and do the backs. A lot of wheels on it again. Whoop. That had a little bit of dust on it. Almost there. This and two more. Or something there. The tape lifted. Okay, there's the hair right there. Okay, that's one side all done. I'll go ahead and shut this off, and then we'll talk about it just a little bit. All right, well, that's a start on getting some painting done. I'm going to go ahead and paint the backs of those wheels, and then I'm going to paint the wheels on the Bedford truck today too. And then I've got to get this room all put back together. I've got some stuff that's still here and there and everywhere. So I'll show you tomorrow what I've done. I've just moved a couple of tables around, no big deal. But I'm trying to get a little bit larger area to build in so I can work on some bigger stuff. So anyway, I hope you like that, and I hope it was informative. I will put a link to the filter in the description, and that way if you want to go take a look at it, you can. Like I say, don't bother with the hoses that come with the spray booth. They're just not very good. Better off to spend just a couple of dollars and get you a few feet of regular dryer hose. I think that'd be a lot better, setup. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Okay? Bye-bye.